Now that we've gone over the basics of animating in Photoshop, I wanted to give a few very easy ways that you can add simple animations such as um, disappearing, panning, zooming in, zooming out, stuff like that on your static layers. Static meaning it's not moving. But if you wanted to add just a simple movement to the entire image as a whole, that would be a great way to do it. So to add a static layer, you're adding it just with the plus button in your layers panel or layer, new layer, right? You don't have to add a video layer like we did before. A video layer, you'd go to layer, video layers, video layers. There we go, new blank video layer. So that is very important that you know the difference between those two. They're two different ways to add layers. So I like to use my little quick button, so that's how you can add a layer just like I did, okay? But I'm going to do it on the shocked face layer. I'm going to demo on this static image right here. I know it's static because there is no icon in the corner. It's no video icon. Right now it's showing an effect icon. Okay, so let's open up the shocked face and notice she has an effect going on her transform. Okay, and if I scrub through my timeline with my little timeline scrubber, I can see a simple zoom on that static image. All right, I'm going to just delete that for a second so I can show you guys how to complete that. To add an effect, right click on your static layer and add a motion to it. You can do a pan and zoom, pan, zoom, rotate, and rotate and zoom. So I'm going to do just a simple zoom just like she did. Notice I can zoom from the right, the top, the middle. So I'm going to do it from the right. Okay, and I do not want to resize to fill my canvas. So for instance, if I only had a small object and I wanted it to zoom in, it would automatically size it to the size of the canvas, which it would, look wrong. Since her drawing is the size of her canvas, it's not going to make a difference, but just wanted to point that out. Okay, so there's my zoom. It added my effect, and now if I zoom in, notice it's zooming in on her. Okay. It does look like I need to zoom from the left, so I can just go in and double click or right click again to change that. I wanted to zoom instead to the left where we're trying to draw the people's attention to. Okay. All right, so that's a simple zoom. These diamonds here are your keyframes. This is the furthest start of the zoom, and this is where you end up in the zoom. Okay, keyframes look like little diamonds. So let's say instead I wanted something to disappear. Okay, so let's see, part of the project. Let's say I wanted this slope girl to somewhat disappear. My onion skins are turned on, so it's looking a little weird. Oh, and we have a slope icon there. So let's just do this little demo on this slope girl. Okay, so let's say I wanted her to disappear as we went through this animation. Okay, I'm going to right click and instead, oh, sorry, not right click. So that's for motions. If I wanted her to disappear, I'd open up that layer and I'd do an opacity keyframe. Okay, so I'm going to go to the beginning where I want that animation to start and key in my opacity. Notice when I click that little stopwatch, that keyframe shows up. And then I'm going to scrub to the end where I want her to disappear. And I'm going to change that opacity value. It was locked, so I needed to unlock it and change that opacity value to 0. So that's why that layer has disappeared. So now if I scrub through my timeline, I can see my character slowly disappear. So that's just some simple ways to add different motion effects and opacity effects to enhance your animation experience.